Hey guys, today I wanted to talk to you about my music background and where it came from and what I grew up with and how I started singing and things like that. First thing I want to talk about is where my music taste came from. My father has always been a huge influence on me when it comes to music because he was in a band and they played a lot of 70s, 80s, 90s rock and stuff like that. And he would always sing to me or just let me watch or listen to him play music, and that's kind of where it all started. And then my mother always listened to 90s alternative rock and like the grunge music, which I kind of gravitated towards because it was newer and I liked it more. I don't know. I like both a lot. I mean, don't discount me. I love all types of music, but I really started singing when I started listening to like the radio in the car. My brother would always hate me when I did this, but I would sing all the songs and then I would memorize them all. And then I would attempt to mimic the voice that was singing it. I think the first song I memorized was Nickelback's This Is How You Remind Me. I memorized that song. I think that's the first one I memorized for sure. But that's in the car. I would sing a lot in the car and mimic people's voices. Now people, every time, like we're on that one radio station that I grew up listening to, people are like, gosh, you know all the words to all the songs. I'm like, I've been listening to this my whole life. And the radio station I'm talking about plays a lot of like Motley Crue and Iron Maiden and Def Leppard and Metallica, all those metal bands of like the 80s and 70s, all those bands. That's what my dad loves, and that's what I really started my basis on with music. And I started singing a lot and trying to be just like the people who were singing the songs. And I really tried to do that and accomplish that. So that's where the music influence came from, was either the radio or my father, because my father is a huge music buff. I still go to concerts with him to this day. Next, I wanted to talk to you about how I started singing. I started singing in the radio, like I said. My dad actually took me over when I was 5 into his recording studio where his band played, and he recorded me singing on some cassette tapes. Now, I never heard the cassette tapes, but apparently he still has them. I've never heard them, nor have I seen them since he recorded them. I don't know where they are. I don't know when he's going to bring them out. Maybe he will when I have kids, but I don't know what his plans are. So that's basically where my music background is now, and how I progressed was I kept listening to the radio. My first, like, girl crush on bands and stuff was always like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. I loved them. The Backstreet Boys, I think, was my first cassette tape. And then NSYNC was my first CD, and then I always loved like Britney Spears and stuff like that because that's what I heard on the radio. That's what every other kid was listening to when I was growing up. And excuse me. As it progressed, I started listening to more in-depth to singers like Christina Aguilera and Mariah Carey. I had their CDs. I had all these CDs because the internet wasn't out yet. And after the internet came out, I progressed so much. I had so many playlists online. I've had numerous playlists online. There's actually probably playlists on my YouTube of different music that I was just listening to at a time. But I have Spotify now, which is great. If you have Facebook, I just totally recommend signing up for Spotify. It's free. I mean, you don't have to pay anything for it, and you get so much out of it. You get to make free playlists and just listen to whatever you want anytime. And they also have radio and stuff like that. I just recommend it because it's amazing. Anyways, I have Spotify now, and I listen to so many different new music and stuff like that. I used Pandora for a long time too, which is another radio thing, and it would come up with new music that I hadn't heard, and that's how I learned a lot of new music. And I have a huge range of music that I know and that I've had memorized once or twice. I always go back to songs that I've sung and things like that, so I definitely recommend Pandora or Spotify. They're excellent online music bases if you want to start somewhere. I learned about indie rock and I love indie rock now. Like Walk the Moon and, oh, I love Walk the Moon. I love Walk the Moon so much. And Young the Giants, I love them too. I love a lot of the stuff. Matt Carney, I love everything, pretty much. I'm going to be singing a lot of different stuff, different styles of music. I mean, I love to sing rock. That's what I grew up on, so if I sing a lot of rock, just tell me to stop and sing something different if you get sick of it. Or take a request and write it in the comments and let me know, hey, what do you want me to sing, you know? What do you want me to sing? And I will try my hardest to acknowledge all of your requests and make sure that they get sung. So I hopefully you enjoy this channel and my experience on YouTube, and definitely watch my videos because I think it's going to be a good experience, and I hope you like it. Thank you. I'm a dork. Okay. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later.